Today, we're talking about how to know if you are falling in love. Hi, I'm Dr. B, and I want you to fully enjoy life and experience the freedom that God desires for you and also those around you. Now, I know it's close to Valentine's Day, where many focus on love and how that makes us feel. When we fall in love, there's something that happens mentally, psychologically, emotionally, and also physically. You begin to have sweaty palms. You may feel a little weak in the knees. Your stomach is not the same, and you even find it hard to talk to the person that you're falling in love with. It will be easy to agree that falling in love is a wonderful phenomenon. Many become smitten and captivated. Some even call it love sick. And this new love keeps you going where you feel awesome and really gets your emotions going. You feel like you can tackle the world and you even feel more desirable. Let me explain what happens chemically with our brains when we begin to fall in love. We are flooded with these chemicals when we meet someone that we are attracted and drawn to. And honestly, these chemicals do not generate love, but they keep us going and make us feel like we are walking on air. The cool thing is, God gave us these chemicals, and how we listen to them is what we need to focus on. There are certain stages we go through when falling in love. Now, due to estrogen and testosterone, those hormones begin a process that make us feel desire or even a craving. We begin with a very strong attraction, which can lead to a connection and fondness emotionally. Here's what happens. Our hormones are firing, and we see a person we are attracted to. These hormones cause a pleasurable feeling due to endorphins flooding our bodies. We have discussed before the endorphins make us feel great, but also these endorphins are really painkillers for the body. The endorphins is what we feel like after we have a killer workout, because these endorphins are released during our exercise, like cardio. Endorphins give us a feeling of being high. So we see someone that we're interested in, our endorphins begin to fire through our bodies, and we feel bulletproof. Then we begin to feel an attraction toward that person, kind of like we're drawn or magnetized toward that person. When you're with this person, you begin to experience, like I said, sweaty palms. Your heart rate may go up higher, and you may even feel flushed. You think about the person all the time. You may even lose your appetite and can get by with a smaller amount of sleep. Dopamine is understood to be a pleasing and enjoyable chemical. Here's what happens next. The person that we're falling in love with is seen as practically perfect. Our five senses are heightened toward that person. They smell better. They look awesome. When they touch you, it's like electricity surging through your body, and their voice is very pleasing to hear. Like I said, even their smell is very delightful. You have probably heard that our bodies can manufacture pheromones, which is to appeal to the opposite sex. It's true. Smell is important in physical desirability. Our nervous system then kicks in, which controls our brain. We have two systems, the sympathetic and parasympathetic structures. When we let's say, get angry or scared, our sympathetic structure kicks in, causing our heart to elevate, our digestion slows down, and our pupils increase. On the other hand, our parasympathetic structure can kick in, letting us know that we're not under any attack. Then our brain brings us back to where we need to be, and our heart slows down, our pupils become normal, and we can eat again. To find harmony in our lives, we need a balance between these two systems of feeling excited and feeling composed. When our two systems are functioning together, we will feel more balanced in life. Now, at this stage in falling in love, we will begin to feel an emotional and fond connection. Here's what happens in our brains: oxytocin and vasopressin is released. This is the chemical that is linked with the development of exclusive, committed relationships that maintain a healthy bond. So, after passing the passionate period of love, you have the ability to flow into genuine, authentic love. In this juncture of love, you should have the ability to survive whatever disruptions and complications life throws at you. Now, here's the big point you need to understand about falling in love and all the great feelings that accompany that love. That euphoric feeling does not last. Those elements responsible for creating this appetite and craving for love can diminish and actually vanish in, let's say, 18 months. Here's what happens. Like any other drug, your body can develop a tolerance. Now you begin to notice the flaws and the shortcomings of your new lover. It's not that your companion has all of a sudden transformed into this person with imperfections. It's you now have the ability to see them realistically once the hormones and the enchantment has faded. At this juncture of the relationship, one of two things will happen. You will have made a strong enough connection to preserve, or you will break up and begin looking again for the feelings of falling in love. This is honestly why so many relationships do not go past 6, 9, 12, or 18 months, depending on how long the chemicals and passions last. One thing I always tell people who fall in love and want to get married in a few months is to wait past that 18-month period to see where they are and work toward a long-term relationship. This is why premarital counseling is so vital before anyone gets married. Now, keep in mind that when we break up with someone or they break up with us, many feel brokenhearted and dejected. For many, it can turn to depression. Then we see many that end up self-medicating by turning to alcohol or drugs. Sad to say, but many today devote their entire being toward that feeling of love, and when it does not work out, many feel like they do not want to continue living. I've worked many calls as a chaplain with the police where one person dies by suicide when a breakup happens. They feel they have no hope and want to quit on life. Here's my direction I want to give you. It's great, falling in love, and all the feelings that accompany it. But keep in mind, those exciting feelings will leave us, and we must prepare for that and move toward having a monogamous relationship and focus on loving that person as the Bible tells us. Now, we live in a society that only wants immediate gratification, even in love. What I'm seeing today are people who need the chemical excitement of falling in love. Sad, once that initial excitement falls away, then the relationship falls apart. Then they go back to dating sites looking for love all over again. Even those who are married will now have affairs to experience the high of falling in love. But get this, a marriage relationship takes time and honestly a lot of work. So focus on the future instead of the immediate. Listen to this, 1 Peter 3, 3 through 4. Your beauty should not come from outward adornment. Instead, it should be that of your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle, quiet spirit, which is of great worth in the sight of God. So let me encourage you to follow that verse and work on the inner self and allow God's Spirit to guide you. The Bible also tells us in Ephesians 5:23, husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. If each of us followed that verse and died to selfishness and focus on our partner, I'm convinced that we will experience the long-lasting love God desires for our marriages. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If it was helpful to you, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Also, be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so you can always know when we post new content. Have a wonderful day as you continue finding freedom in your life.